Hello viewers, Super GT here. Once again, I find myself in the Endurance Forza GT hopper. Let's do this away from the line. Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, 27 laps in store, and we're going to head into turn 1, Paddock Hill Bend, and it's actually gone rather smoothly for us. So rounding out in position 8, and into Druids, notoriously difficult corner, especially on lap 1. And I kind of get through there without contact, a bit of grass cutting to kind of avoid the Newbury. And coming down the hill, we find ourselves behind our teammates of F4H Deano here. So we've got a bit of F4H duos going on around the outside of the Porsche, make short work of him. And then the final corner, very difficult one to get right. We've got that big crest to go over. Car wants to oversteer as we exit away onto the main straight. You see there Deano also using the M3 GT2, the BMW. Now these two leaders just go flying off. Now that is called the F4H effect, if you like. So the Super GT effect, take that, or the Moses effect, and you multiply it by 2 when you have an F4H member in the lobby with you. It's kind of doubles the event basically. So good stuff there, a bit wide on the exit of turn 3. Deano with a really good launch coming out of that corner. This is going to turn into a good battle, I think. So Deano, for those of you who don't know him, he's definitely one of the quickest on the Forza Motorsport series. He's been around for a long time, and he has been historically one of the very quickest on this game ever. He is actually very quick. He's actually taken a break. Well, obviously not right now because he's racing right now, but he did take a bit of a break from Forza. But he's coming back strong, and he was actually at Forza RC in Le Mans. So I met him over there, and you can see here he's actually very fast. So both in the M3 GT2, the BMW here, probably one of my favourite Forza GT cars. There are quite a range. The Porsche, the new Porsche RSR, that's obviously one of my favourites as well. Use that plenty of times. But there are many good cars in this class. I think it's one of the better balanced divisions, although there are some cars which are very quick. So coming down the hill, you see here, this is always going to be a problem in a race on a short configuration. You're going to come up against the back markers very quickly, and that's going to prove to be the case here. There's the final corner. Deano kind of got past him without losing any time at all. And I've lost a bit of time there. So up the inside then on the exit of the corner. That's often how you overtake a lot in this game. Kind of just pick them off on the exit rather than going in as they make the mistake. You can see the gap has definitely opened up. This is lap number 6 now. So we've gone around 5 times, 4 minutes into the race. These races normally take around about 20 minutes. But Deano is still well within sight. And you just never know what might happen in a race like this, because again, as I say, we just went past a back marker. You just never know which one of them is just going to turn into you and muller you off the circuit. It could just quite easily happen at the next opportunity that you go past someone. So you've always got to stay in the race. So you know he's just around the corner, not very far at all, just over 100 feet. Just got to keep up the best I can, even if I can't really truly keep up with him. He is probably about 1 or 2 attempts a lap quicker at this current stage here, and it probably will be throughout the race. Perhaps it's just a matter of consistency or making the most of any mistakes that he might make. This Audi just goes off. I don't think he lost any time, and I certainly didn't lose any time. So through Druids, we're through there okay. The gap remaining constant. We're going to move to lap 14. This is where things are going to get very difficult for him. I'm surprised he didn't go into the pit lane upon seeing these 2 back markers ahead of him. That might have been a good strategic decision to do that. But he's up the inside of the first Porsche. Might be able to just make this out in the distance up ahead. Here's the white car. Now someone's just going to lag off to the right hand side. This guy is just lagging all over the place. So Deano's up ahead of them, but then he's just going to get pushed on. So this is going to reduce the gap right down now. As you see here, just how much I've gained on this lap as he's fighting with these guys who are lagging all over the place. That guy is just teleporting back and forth. Not sure what the hell is going on. This guy's going to start doing it as well. Lag switching the hell out of this race, and then he's just going to appear out of nowhere and just guide me wide. Although Deano up ahead. Now I'm up into the lead. Deano just got shoveled wide brutally by the Lamborghini there. A slightly worse version of what happened to me with that Porsche. But now I find myself in the lead. So you see that this is what can easily happen in any of these races. You just never know. You know, if you're the quickest person, which Dino seems to be in this race, it doesn't always equal a victory. That's not always how it works. So you have to be very, very careful around these people. The Lamborghini just drives straight off the track. Kind of shows you his level of ability. So we're going to pull away here onto the main straight. So this is quite a tense situation. I think Dino's just about got through there, but you know, we've got about 9 laps or so left in this race, or a bit more, maybe 10. Yes, 10 laps. But now at this point here, this is lap 20, so not long left to go. I'm going to pull into the pit lane here and take my pit stop. I just spotted there were 2 back markers up ahead, so I'm going to take mine rather than go up and try to, you know, overtake them or overlap them, because that could result in me just getting absolutely mullered, just basically what happened to Dino. So I don't really want to repeat of that. You might notice the name there, CK the Flying Scot in 3rd place. We had a really good race with him. Have a look on my channel for Forza 7 proper racing, or a proper race, because we had a really good race with him around Daytona, and that guy is certainly very fast. So coming out of the pit lane exit, the AI just completely all over the place. I think he just downed about 2 gallons of vodka in the pit lane and just forgotten how to drive. On the exit, just coming out ahead of a back marker there. So luckily, that was a good pit stop there actually, not coming out behind a couple of cars there. There's 3 cars right behind me. If I had just been slightly more delayed, if my driver tyre just, you know, driven or downed a couple more shots and just driven a bit more all over the place, I might have just come out behind them, which have really messed up my race compared to Dino, because he is the person we must compare ourselves to right now. So joining F4H is a really good decision. I think being part of the community, you know, people will ask, you know, how does it help being part of a team, being part of a community? It just helps because I'm surrounded by people who are faster than me and who know a lot more about the game than I do. You know, I don't know the ins and outs of tuning, that kind of thing, or, you know, I'm not the fastest. So there's people who know a lot more than I do, and it's good to just be able to speak with these people on a daily basis. If you have any questions, you can ask it. You can race against them, and that's one of the best ways to get quick, is to race against faster people. So joining F4H has definitely been a really good decision. And of course, finishing 18th in the world at season 3 at Le Mans. That's the crowning achievement, it must be said. Since joining F4H, I think it was in about May time, that's when I joined, just before the qualifying for Season 3 began. And they do really have a lot of very good drivers. Obviously esports and cars have a lot of the best drivers in this game, who tend to win a lot of the tournaments, but I think F4H do have a very strong lineup at the moment. So, you know, drivers like Force 1 racers, Zach, Unframed you might know him as, but F4H Venom, very great. F4H South is also very, very fast now, and of course we have the long timers, Dino, in there. He's one of the more veterans of the team, if you like, although he's not at all old, just very experienced on Forza in general. So we have a fair mix of drivers. It's very good to see. So you can see there's just someone coming out of the pit lane. I was hoping that Dino would just get blocked in by him, and he does. So that could help me. You see, Dino definitely reeled me in. We had a gap. I had a gap of about 300-400 feet, but that's come down now to about 200. At the moment, this back marker might help me a bit. That could come to save me, really, because Dino was definitely catching up, although I think they're just looking behind. But I shouldn't look behind too much. I should really be focusing on where the hell I'm going. Forwards, a bit of a slide into the final corner. I think that back marker has just moved out of the way and not really lost him too much time. So we're going to come across the line here to begin lap number 25. That signals 3 more laps remaining in this race. So about 2¼ minutes remaining. The lap times in the mid to low 45s if we are being consistent. Into Druids, I like to go in fairly early into that, and then on the exit, got to be really careful on the throttle, just to make sure the car doesn't slide out. This is a very difficult corner as well. In fact, Brands Hatch Indy is quite a difficult circuit. I mean, it looks easy on the map, but it really isn't, because of the constant elevation change, the curbs, and well, the curves are an absolute nightmare around here. The elevation change doesn't help that at all. So it is a very technical and difficult circuit to get right. So Deano, you see there, he's just lurking in the distance. Now it doesn't look like he's going to be right on me, and it maybe looks like to you, a casual viewer, that maybe you're not a casual viewer, maybe you're a hardcore viewer, you know, watching all of my videos, but perhaps to the casual observer, should we say, it might just look as though I've got this under control, but really there are a lot of nerves that go on that you can't really see at the moment. And you know, when someone of this kind of calibre is hunting you down, you certainly do know about it. Just coming into this corner, just grazed 2 wheels on the grass going in. That's going to pull Deano right onto the back of me now. See that orange proximity arrow? So that's just a warning now as we come out of the final corner onto the main straight to begin the final lap. I think I might have this unless I make a big error. Braking just halfway between the 2 white balls on the left hand side. Going in for that late apex. Haven't really touched the apex there. Maybe missed by a metre or 2. Into Druid. I'm not going to go defensive. I don't think he can really go for a move there. He wasn't quite close enough. It would have been an amazing lunge if he had gone for it. Down the hill. Going to nail this apex. There we go. Just running 2 wheels wide. Although I've been occasionally going very wide through there. This isn't really an overtaking corner. You have to go very defensive into this final turn, because that is definitely an overtaking opportunity. I'm just going to back off the throttle here, wait very late to get back on the accelerator. We saw that he had really good mid-range in his car, so I'm going to keep to the inside. He's just going to pull out, and then as we cross the line, side by side, neck and neck, just about doing enough to hold him off, because if that had been maybe 1 or 2 laps more, I'm not sure that I would have won that race. But in the end, a really good race between the 2 of us. I know perhaps he was the quicker driver, you can see it there, and he did get messed up by the back markers, but you know, in these kind of races you just got to make the most of those kind of situations. You know, the leader will often get bundled off, and if you're in second place, if you're nearby, then you've got to make the most of it, and in this case that is exactly what happened. But there we go, another good race in the Forza GT Endurance Hopper, one of my favourites in this game, it must be said. The racing does often tend to calm down and you get some solid laps in, and when you are against some good drivers as well, it does make for some good racing. But there we go guys, I do hope you enjoyed. As always, let me know your thoughts. So obviously subscribe if you're new to the channel and would like to see more, and please do hit that like button if you enjoyed. I shall see you next time. As always, goodbye.